4 bars. It says I have poor connection. Ain't nobody got time for that. All right, so what's going on, YouTube? Thank you for coming back to another episode of Scattered Brilliancy, even though this is a live episode. And I'm going to go ahead and apologize if the connection is terrible because it's telling me that it's very poor, which doesn't make sense because I have like 4 bars. So hopefully that works itself out. Okay, it went away. But today's episode is going to be a little. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different just because I'm doing it live, and I know I've been gone for a very long time, and I have a really good reason. I have a new video coming out on Tuesday of this coming up week that's going to answer a lot of the reasons, where I've been. I'm currently out of town. I'm not even in North Carolina. I'm in Vegas right now. I'm on vacation. I'm on my YouTube vacation, but I got an email earlier today. Well, I got comments in a video and I got emails, and it all kind of caught me off guard. So just a little background. I got a comment from someone asking when I was gonna do another video. I've been getting a couple of those people asking, just when you gonna do another video. So I got that, and then I got another comment, I think, about something crazy, and I was really confused. And then I got an email pretty much stating that they had saw that their ex had commented in one of my videos. So I'm gonna read to you the first email, because I've gotten a whole lot of emails. I'm gonna read the first one and then give you the background on what exactly is going on in this situation, and then I'm gonna go from there. Feel free to like. Can you rate? You can rate. I guess that's the same thing. And comment if you want to. If you want to give your opinion, or if you're one of the people and you're actually watching the videos and you need to clarify something that I may have given the wrong information. So I'm not going to say any names, but this is the email I got first. And if you have any questions while I'm doing this video, you can always send them to scatteredbrilliancy@yahoo.com. So the email said, I emailed you asking you to do a video on how to deal with breakups. I got your response and then went back to watching the video. So this woman was watching one of my videos, and I guess she typed her comment as she was watching the video. She decided to read through the comments, and she saw that her ex, as of this morning, had just posted a comment. Then she gave me the name of the name of the person who commented. She said her name. Let's give her a name, Sally. So we're going to talk about Jacob and Sally. That's who's today's video is about, Jacob and Sally. It's crazy that we are both looking at the same video. We've listened to this video together before. I guess he decided to listen to it today just as I did. This is rare for him. For some reason, guys don't seek videos for help. I think they think it's weak, but it's not. I see it as getting wisdom man to man. I'm actually glad that he is listening to this video. He only knows about you because we listen to your videos as we travel. He mentions the reason for our breakup in his comment. Can you please address this in your video? Can you also let him know I saw the comment and that I reached out to you for help? She put that in bold, italics. Who's in the bed? My wife. Can you please let him know that I saw the comment and that I reached out to you? Wouldn't that be bad if I was in Vegas prostitution is legal in Vegas, and let me stay on topic. I don't want to be without him, but I can't make him be honest. I can't deal with the mental anguish that comes with trying to decipher the fact from fiction. The only answer seems to be to walk away, so sadly I did. There's nothing I can do to help. So, what's happened is there's a couple that has split up. I'm guessing like recently, maybe within like the last couple of days or so. There's an age difference. The age difference doesn't really matter, but he's younger than she is. And the issue is that she no longer can trust him because she feels like he does not tell her the truth. And there have been moments where he's been caught not cheating, but doing something inappropriate with a woman that was not her. For some people, your cheating definition varies. For a lot of people, cheating is when you're doing anything with somebody that you don't want me to know about or that I can't know about. So I guess it's just one of those situations. And the issue that they're having is that he wants his relationship. Where's the camera? He wants his relationship. He wants to still be with her. I don't remember if they said they love each other, but they both clearly have deep feelings for each other. And she wants to be with him, but she can't be with him because of the lying. So I've been going back and forth with both of them. I don't even know if they knew I was talking to the other person, but I've been going back and forth with both of them through email, just trying to get some more background information. So the last email that I got from him pretty much stated, and like I said, if you're watching, and I'm not clarifying the two people, Jacob and Sally, that I'm talking to, if I'm not saying something correctly, send me an email. I have my email pulled up just so I can correct myself. So the last email that he sent to me was pretty much saying that he feels like he needs to get his life right, get saved, and maybe that will help him. It appears that he's dealing with a whole lot of temptation, and that is the problem. Is and her, she's just over it. Okay, so my advice. I think the first thing, I don't think either, they've been together a year. So I think the first thing that he has to realize is that the ball is in his court completely. She's already made her decision. It sounds like she's giving him, not necessarily an ultimatum, but she's kind of giving him either you're going to do right or I'm gone. Like, I mean, I guess that is an ultimatum, but it's an ultimatum that makes sense just because he's been lying. Now, I'm going to put the majority of the responsibility on where they are on him. So I'm putting it on you, Jacob. And the reason that I'm putting it on you is because you haven't been 100% honest with Sally. My little motto that I've always said is be consistent and be honest. If you can be consistent and if you can be honest, there's very few reasons why your relationship should not work. That's two of the main reasons why relationships don't work is people don't tell the 100% truth. And the reason for that is I think in some situations people want to, have their cake and eat it too. And in other situations people just don't realize that what they're doing is wrong. And that's really, the reality. I think that people when they get in relationships, a lot of people don't have crucial conversations about what they need from the person that they're with or what their expectations are. And that's something that I always did. I can only use myself as a reference, in this video, but that's something I always did. Anytime I got into a relationship, I always had a conversation about what my expectations were with the girl that I was dating. And it ran plenty of people off. And that's okay. There may be people who get run off by you, setting ground rules and all that kind of stuff. But in doing all that, you weed out a whole bunch of mess. That way you don't have to deal with it later on. Because the thing is, when you're not upfront with people that you're getting to know or upfront with people that you're dating, you run into issues later down the line when it comes to lying, when it comes to cheating, when it comes to finances, a whole bunch of stuff. But you can kind of cut that off if you're just honest up front. Now, I can't necessarily say, and Sally said this in the email, that the issues that Jacob is having is solely because of his age. And I have to agree, because she said that there are older men who deal with the same thing about not being faithful or not being able to be honest. So I agree that it's not necessarily a age thing. It is more so a maturity thing. And it's also, bottom line, Jacob and all men, women, whomever, you have to make the decision to be honest and to be faithful. You have to make that decision. And everybody is not in a place where they can do that. That's not something that's easy by any means because temptation is definitely out here. But you have to make the decision that you're not going to be with anybody else, that you're going to devote all your time to the one person that you're with. If you know deep down inside of you that you're not really ready to make that commitment, to really make that choice, don't even bother. And I'm so sorry that the connection is going in and out. I don't really know what's going on because I have a whole lot of bars on my phones, but whatever. If you're not really ready to say, I'm only going to be with you and I'm not going to be with anybody but you, stay out of relationships. Stay out of relationships because using this as an example, this is what happens. I can't really say whether Jacob is ready to be a one woman man or if he is a one woman man because, like I said, I've just been getting kind of bits and pieces all day. But let's say, for example, that, and we won't even say because I don't want him to feel like I'm harping on him. Let's say that there was a guy getting in a relationship with another girl and he knew that he still had a wandering eye, but he still got in a relationship with this girl anyway. Things are great. They get to know each other. They fall in love. And then his eye starts wandering. He's now in a situation where his eyes are. I've completely lost my train of thought. I don't know what I was talking about just now. He's in a situation where his eyes are wandering, but now he's in a committed relationship. And now she's having to deal with all the mess that comes with his wandering eye, even though he had that to begin with. I don't know if any of that made any. Did that make any sense? Okay, cool. So We all know what we want out of relationships, but you have to be honest with yourself before you can be honest with the other person. That's just really it. Um, Jacob, you mentioned getting saved and giving your life to Christ as being the thing that can help you. And yes, that can help you, but getting saved, giving your life to Christ is not going to solve all your issues. It's not going to make temptation go away. It's going to make temptation worse because what happens is when you decide to give your life over to God and you decide to try to live your life the best, that is when the devil's going to tempt you the most. Like that is when the devil is going to come out with the big guns, come from places that you never even expected to try to deter you and try to knock you off the route that you're trying, your new route, on the path to trying to live the best life that you can. He's going to try to knock you off that route even harder now than he did maybe a week ago before you decided to give your life over to Christ, because at the end of the day, that's not what the devil wants you to do. He doesn't want you to give your life over to God. So knowing that that's what you're doing, he's going to try to tempt you more. So the temptation is going to get worse when you decide to give your life over to Christ. But like I said, you have to make the decision that you only want to be with her. So he said in one of his emails that he didn't say she was the love of his life. Let me see if I can find it really quick. He said, I don't want to misquote him. Let me go to his thread. Where is his name? Where is his name? Um, he said something to the effect of how much he values her or how much he really likes her, because I don't want to say love. Because, like I said, I don't even know if they know that the other person, I've been talking to both the other people. I don't know if they know that, but okay, I remember. I can't find it. He said something to the effect of that she really means a lot to him. And I'm not saying that she doesn't. But this is the thing that I always have to wonder. When people do things that hurt the person that they're with, or they do things that are wrong, or, whatever, but then in the same breath you say, but I love them so much, I care about them so much, you have to ask yourself, how much did you really care for them, or how much do you really care for them if you were still able to do X? That's what you have to ask yourself. Is your care deep enough? Is your love deep enough to keep you from making bad choices? So you have to ask yourself that. And I don't know if, it's like, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. If he has learned his lesson, I don't know. And it's going to be hard for her to trust him because people just don't understand how big trust is in a relationship. And I completely understand why she doesn't want to deal with it anymore. And like she said in her email, she's having a hard time figuring out the truth from the lie. And I get that. Something said like trust is like a mirror. Like you can, when you break it, you can put the mirror back together, but you're still gonna see the cracks in it. And that's so true. When you have trust issues, yes, you can come back from it, but there's always gonna be that small voice in the back of your head saying, "Remember when they did this to you? Remember when they treated you this way?" There's always gonna be that little voice, and you're gonna have to realize that it's gonna take a while for that voice to go away. But at the same time, if Sally decides to forgive Jacob and give it one more chance, the third chance, she decides to give the third chance, Sally, you can't bring up whatever he was doing before. She said, I need to send this link to my ex. You're speaking truth today. Thank you. Yes, send him the link or them the link. Sally, if you decide to forgive him, you cannot bring up what he did in the past. You can't do that. When you decide to forgive somebody, that doesn't mean you have to forget, but that means that you're going to wipe the slate clean from that point forward, and you're not going to bring it up and try to throw it in their face. Um, Jacob sounds like in his emails that he really wants to try to make things right and try to do the right thing this time. But at the end of the day, Jacob, if you love Sally as much as you say you love her, if you care about her as much as you say you care about her, you're going to do everything in your power to right this wrong. Now, like I said earlier, I don't know if everybody was here at that point. He never cheated that I know of. He hasn't cheated. He just did some things that were dishonest. That doesn't make it, I guess it's good he didn't cheat, but I mean, dishonesty is still dishonesty. But because in his original comment he said that he was having problems with lying. So Jacob, my question to you is, you got to figure out, why is it that you don't want to tell the truth? Or what is it about lying that seems like it's the better option? Because I'll tell you this, when you feel you have to lie about something, 9 times out of 10, that means you're doing something that you ain't got no business doing in the first place. I'm not gonna ever be somewhere where if my wife asks me, "What are you doing?" that I gotta come up with a lie. Aside from a case where I'm maybe trying to surprise her for a gift, that's the 1 out of 10 time where lying is kind of okay. But the other 9 times, if you gotta come up with a lie, that means you're doing something that you don't have any business doing. And if you're doing something like that, you need to question yourself: Why am I doing this? If I'm in a relationship, so that's what you have to figure out. So telling the truth is so much easier than lying. Because when you lie, you have to remember all your lies. And then if that particular situation comes up again, you have to remember what lie you told, when you told it, and be able to go along with that story. So just a word of advice: stop lying. It's really, I guess it's maybe easier said than done, but just tell the truth. The truth will do all times. So you really got to figure out what situations are you in that's making you lie. And I know he said that, I guess the last time that they did something, he was with another woman, and Sally caught him or found out about it before anything could happen. So y'all have to really do some soul searching and figure out, Sally, you got to figure out, is a relationship even worth it? Is a relationship worth saving? And Jacob, I feel like you've said that you definitely feel like it's worth saving. So you're gonna have to really try hard to get her back, and you're gonna have to prove to her that you can be honest, that you can be the man that she wants you to be. Because based on what y'all told me, y'all sound like y'all really have a deep feeling for each other, but also at the same time, y'all have only been together a year. So that's not to say that it can't be deep. That's not to say that it can't be anything spectacular, but y'all's history only extends 365 days. So y'all just got to really figure out, is this relationship worth saving? Sally, is it worth going through the heartache, going through those questions in your mind to figure out, is he telling you the truth? Jacob, you got to figure out, was this just a lesson in my life? Yes, you're younger than she is. I know how it feels. Trust me. I know how it feels to be in a relationship with someone who you think is the one. Okay? I have been there with a girl that I just knew was the one that I wanted to be with for the rest of my life, that I knew was the one that I thought I would spend the rest of my life with. And that's not who in this bed anymore. That's not who's in this bed. I mean, so it's just something that happens. You meet somebody and you think that they're the one, and things go right, and then stuff happens that just makes everything fall apart. And you just got to figure out, is this a test to make us stronger, or is this a sign that we've come as far as we need to come, and that we've taught each other as much as we need to teach each other? Jacob, your biggest lesson in this past relationship was the consequences of your actions. Sally, I don't really know what your lesson was, but I know you know what it is. But y'all have both gotten a lesson. If God only intended y'all to learn this lesson right now, then wash your hands of it, take what you've learned, and apply it moving forward to your next relationship. But don't try to hold on to something that's not meant to be held on to. So, um, I can't answer that question. Only y'all can answer that. And that is something that y'all probably need to have a conversation with each other about. You need to have a conversation about this past year, what this year meant to y'all, what it did for you, what you liked about it, what you didn't like. Is it worth trying to work through this together? And the thing is, y'all both have to be committed, and you have to be equally committed to making the situation work. I shouldn't say situation, to making the relationship work. So I hope that helped Jacob and Sally. Let me check my email just to see if either of you have sent me a email. Okay, so neither one of you have sent me anything. So, does anyone who's watching, all 6 of you, have any advice you'd like to give Jacob and Sally about the situation? I know. What happens when I tap? Okay, I don't. Okay, so um, I'll be wrapping this up pretty soon. But if anybody who's watching right now has anything that you'd like to add to the situation, please say it now. Forever hold your peace. But yeah, Jacob and Sally, I don't know. I don't know. y'all have to figure out if this relationship is worth it, and only y'all can make that decision. Um, but I will say this, Sally, you have to also, as a woman and as a human, stand up for yourself and stand up against what you're not going to put up for. That was a whole lot of words to say, not a lot. If you're not going to tolerate lying, you just got to not tolerate lying, and he'll just have to learn the lesson that he lost a good thing, But don't go back and let him lie a third time and then lie another time and then just let it continue to be a cycle. Like, don't let that happen. That's not what this is all about. Um, but what's happening? Can you text my mom? She said what time we're going. Well, I guess not even. I guess 7 or 8 because the sun's going down right now. I guess we gotta wait for it to get dark. But if y'all decide to end the relationship, that you're not going to continue to, do whatever, don't have any other, don't have anything else to do with each other. Don't have anything else to do with each other. Don't try to be friends. Your exes can't be friends initially. Maybe y'all can be friends, cordial friends later on down the road, but exes can't be friends. That's not something that I would advise. I would advise that if y'all are going to end y'all's relationship, that y'all end it completely. Cut all ties. There's no checking up on you. There's no late night booty calls. There's none of that. None of it. If it's ended and you both move on. Don't go jumping into something else. Take some time to get to know yourself now. Because the thing that people don't understand is after relationships, you're somebody different. I missed the beginning, but I guess it was about someone lying in a relationship. Yes, the beginning was about somebody who the beginning was about a couple who sent me emails because the guy has been lying and the woman ended the relationship. So now they're both trying to figure out where to go from here. He wants to save his relationship. She doesn't because of his lying. So that's, the beginning. But the thing that people don't understand about relationships is after you get out of the relationship, you're a different person. You're a different person than you were when you entered the relationship. So after the relationship is over, you need to take some time to get to know the new you. You've now gone through however many lesson tests, trials, and tribulations that have happened during your relationship. So that has changed you, hopefully for the better. So now you need to get to know yourself and the new you before you go jump into something with somebody else and you allow somebody else to be your rebound. That's just a little tip that I've learned. I haven't been in a whole lot of relationships in my life, but I've tried to always learn something from my relationships. Trying to hook up with the other woman is cheating, even if it didn't happen because you got caught. Wait. Trying to hook up with the other woman is cheating, even if it didn't happen because you got caught, for you caught beforehand. The plan was there. So this person is saying that even the thought of cheating is still cheating. Which, I mean, like I said, cheating for me is anything that you don't want the person that you're with to know about. I mean, within reason. But if I'm doing something that I don't want my wife to know about, that could be labeled as cheating, especially if it's something that has to do with another woman. There's no reason why in a relationship, in a marriage, no matter what, there's no reason why you should have to hide anything from the person that you're with. There's no point. No point in that. So, like I was saying, I haven't been in a lot of relationships, but I've always tried to learn something from the relationships that I'm in. And that's really what it's all about. I've always been a hopeless romantic and a simp, according to the other videos that I've done. But I've always believed in love, always believed in getting married. Those who have nothing to hide, hide nothing. Absolutely. So I've always not necessarily believed that the person I was with currently was the one, because I've never believed in the one. I just believe that this is the person I'm going to marry, and I've always tried to work towards that. So it's a lot of different little pieces that go into having a successful relationship. Being honest and consistent is one. Knowing yourself, knowing what you want, what you won't put up for is another. Um, and knowing the direction that you want to go. We'll end the video with Travis's big 3 tips for a successful relationship. Tip number 1: be honest and consistent with the person that you're with. Number 2: know who you are. Know who you are. Because if you don't know who you are, there's no way you can get to know somebody else. And number 3: know what your end goal is in that situation, dating, relationship, whatever. If your end result is that you just want to have fun, Then part of being honest and consistent is when I get to know you on my first date, I'm gonna tell you, hey, I'm not looking for anything serious. I'm just looking to smash and dash. If that's what I'm looking for, I need to let you know that. Or if it's I'm looking for something that I just kind of want to casually date, just get to just to have somebody to hang out with. Let the person know up front. If it was like me and it's like I'm looking for marriage, I would like to get married in the future and I'd like to have children in the future. So that's kind of the direction I'm going in. And if you're not heading in that direction, peace, cool. It's okay to tell people what you want. But I think what happens is this video was long. I think what happened is people get so caught up in the look or the feeling of a brand new relationship, that euphoric feeling that you get when you meet somebody new or when you see a new piece of something that you want a taste of, that you're willing to compromise your values, which is the video that it was about. You're willing to compromise your values just to be able to get a taste of that piece of cake, you know. So you have to understand that as tempting as that cake or that brownie may be, if it's not right for you, don't even bother. Don't even bother. I was trying to make that a really nice metaphoric thing and it didn't work. So have I left anything out? Great. So, yes, use those 3 tips moving forward. They're not going to mean you have a perfect relationship. I don't want anybody to ever think that I'm in a perfect marriage or a perfect relationship. I've never had one. There's no such a thing because I'm not perfect. So therefore, I can't be in a perfect relationship if I'm not perfect. But I have tried to learn from my mistakes and the mistakes of others. And keep in mind that when you see somebody else going through something, that's also your chance to learn from their situation. Even if you're not directly in it, that's your chance to learn from their situation. So we're coming up on 27 minutes. So thank y'all so much for those who have been watching this live Ask Travis. Let me check my email one last time. Oh, you watching on your phone? So thank you so much to those who've been watching this live Ask Travis. I truly appreciate it. We have way more people than we did the first time. Make sure you like, rate, comment, and subscribe because I think this video gets posted as a regular video. And like I said, I have a brand new video coming out on Tuesday. It's going to be a very interesting video, and I can't wait for you all to see it. So be looking out for that. If you have any questions, make sure you send them to scatteredbrilliancy@yahoo.com. That's the name of my channel at yahoo.com. And I'll be seeing y'all on Tuesday. Y'all take care. Peace.